Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back with another video. So, I haven't really known what to make videos on recently, and I got the tripod hooked up, if you couldn't tell. Also got this kind of weird looking rat nest of hair on deck. So, anyway, I wasn't really sure what to make videos on. I'm still trying to figure out where I can bring a camera in to record workouts. So I got this direct message on Instagram today, and I figured I started typing a long response to it, but then like maybe 5 minutes in, I was like, you know what, I'll just make a video of it so that way I can link other people to this if they message me with the same kind of question. So it took me a long time to write, and then I just deleted it, and I was like, sure, I'll just send you the video link when I'm done. So, yes, let me keep in mind, all of you, that I don't know everything. This is what I've learned so far, and this is what's helped me so far make the progress that I have. And the more I learn, I can go back and correct what I'm telling you now if it's wrong, or make a whole new video. So, yeah, let's go. Is this microphone distracting, like being in the frame? Should I talk like this now? Looks like I'm about to sing karaoke. But yeah, so let's get started. He says, hey man, can you tell me how If It Fits Your Macros works? Or how to gain muscle and lose fat without eating less food? Because let's face it, we all love food. Haha. You're damn right, sir. We all do love food. He says, but I'm also an athlete, so I need to be fast, quick, and I can't feel tired. So I can't have a bodybuilder's diet like eating fried foods and stuff. What? Okay, I guess I don't understand this. I can't have a bodybuilder's diet like eating fried foods and stuff. Well, I don't really know too many bodybuilders that eat a bunch of fried food, but so if you get what I'm saying, any tips from me, anything is greatly appreciated. So, let me start off this video by saying, if it fits your macros, that is IIFYM. That is an eating style that a lot of people have. So, I just want to start off this video by saying, there's two schools of thought that you have seen probably a lot online in the fitness world, the internet fitness world. And that is, if it fits your macros on one hand, clean eating on the other hand. The two generally don't mix, the two kinds of people. They argue a lot. You'll see it. I think it's kind of stupid how people argue over the style of eating that you do, because it can get a little bit intense. It can get heated. So I just want to start off by saying that I am a bridge of the two, I guess. I eat clean, and I have a very structured meal plan throughout the week. I have a weekly cheat meal, one weekly cheat meal. But the other thing is I count all of my calories, I count all of my macros, I track all of that, and I am very meticulous with that, with my meal plan. So I weigh everything out after I've calculated it all. And I'll put up a little screenshot right there that shows you an example of my meal plan lately that I made in Excel. So a lot of people that use If It Fits Your Macros, or just track their calories in general, use a thing called MyFitnessPal. And that is a little phone app. You plug in what you eat, how much you eat, and it tells you how many calories you have. It also will tell you what you need to be eating to get to your goals, or how much you need to be eating to get to your goals. And when I first started out, I used MyFitnessPal a lot before I really started having a planned meal plan, if that makes sense. So I would just try to get as much protein as I could, and hit that protein number, and then I'd fill the rest of my calories up with whatever, I had left in the day. So I didn't really know too much, and I will say, I don't think, I've seen before that people say, oh, a carb is a carb, a fat is a fat. I don't agree, because there are a lot of micronutrients and a lot of food additives that really can make a difference on your health. And I don't really believe that a carb of Skittles is the same as the carb that is in oats. One is fast acting, one is slow digesting, one causes more of an insulin spike, one is a longer burn over a period of time. That is what I generally believe. And also, I've said before that the reason I eat clean, or clean as I like to say, is I'm on a tight budget. So when I buy food for myself, I want to be getting the most benefit that I can in what I'm spending and what I'm putting into my body. So if it's not really benefiting me, I don't really get too much cravings for junk food. I never really have. And so usually my weekly cheat meal is enough for me. And that's enough to let me play around in the kitchen and indulge a little bit without having to worry about stuff. Another reason that I have a planned meal plan is so that I can have everything mapped out, take away the guesswork, and have everything mapped out for the week and not have to scramble to fill any last minute calories in the day. So that's just kind of what I do. If you haven't noticed on this video, I don't really have anything in front of me, and I haven't really planned to do this. I just got this message like 10 minutes ago, or just found it 10 minutes ago. So I don't really have the material to do this. Kind of free balling right now, so I'm kind of going to be rambling a little bit back and forth, but we will proceed. So anyway, that is the long version of what If It Fits Your Macros, or IIFYM, stands for. So can you tell me how IIFYM works? So basically, how this all works is, and this took me a little while to figure out. So if I can take away the guesswork for you, then I'm doing my job. So everyone has their own caloric maintenance. Calories are king here. I see a lot of people go on these bullcrap cleanses, and I see a lot of people go and worry too much about what foods they're eating. A girl once asked me if she was really overweight because she was drinking orange juice, and she was asking me if that makes you fat. No, orange juice does not make you fat. Everything in moderation is okay. If you're drinking like 3 pints of orange juice a day, is that the right unit of measure? 3 pints, 3 quarts of orange juice a day, 3 boxes? Then yeah, you might be in the danger zone. But like, if you're drinking a cup of orange juice a day, no, it's not going to make you fat. So let me just start off by explaining this. Calories are what's important here. Not what you eat, but how much you eat. So everyone has their own caloric maintenance, and that is basically how much you need to be eating a day to stay at the weight that you're at. How this is figured out is a formula by your age, your height, your gender, your activity level, and that, I think, one more factor, and that all comes together to make your daily caloric intake. Alright, the thing just cut out. So this is an example of a formula that was in the NASM textbook that I got certified with. And it's basically your weight in pounds times 10 times your activity level. So that was on a scale of 1.2 being minimal to 2.1 being intense. So however you feel like you fall between that, that is probably a good estimate. And that's an example for one. There are a couple other ones I've heard. Your age multiplied by something. Some of them are kind of general. Some of them are a little bit more specific. But bottom line is, they're not all entirely going to be what's suited for you. So they're a good ballpark. I will put a calculator, an online calculator that I first used when I started out. I'll put that in the description below. So if you want to check that site out, it's a good site and it gives you a good estimate of what you need to start at. So basically, if you want to find out your caloric maintenance, you'll eat at that calorie level for a couple weeks. But before you start eating at that, you want to weigh yourself. And after those couple weeks of eating at that calorie level and tracking everything you eat and just making sure you stay right around that calorie level. If it's like 2,800, it's okay if you eat 2,850 or even 2,750, but try to stay at 2,800 as close as you can. So after those couple weeks, if you've gained weight, then your maintenance is lower than 2,800. If you've lost weight, your maintenance is higher than 2,800. And I'm just using 2,800 as a guesstimate example. Basically, it's the weight or the amount of calories you need to eat to stay at the weight that you are or at the weight that you want. So if you want to gain weight, obviously you have to be in a caloric surplus that is above your maintenance. And if you want to lose weight, you want to be in a caloric deficit, which is below your maintenance. So he is asking, how do I gain weight, gain muscle and lose fat without eating less food? So how you want to gain muscle and lose fat, I would say maybe eat at your maintenance for a little while. See, just staying at a constant calorie level and seeing how your body reacts to that at first. And getting a good baseline to start off with. So in my opinion, that'll really help kind of level things out. Your body won't be kind of wonky with the calories, and eating at a fixed level will really help you, I think, keep as much muscle as you have and also lose the fat, a little bit of fat that you have before you start playing around with surpluses or deficits. I would say maybe hover at maintenance for a little while. And then after you've done that and kind of seen how your body reacts for a little while, then you can decide where you want to go from there. How you can gain muscle, this is how I've done it. Other people have their own methods, but this is how I've done it. How I've gained muscle without gaining too much fat, because when you're in a caloric surplus, you do gain fat as well as muscle. However, how much of that is up to you. Some people, they go in bulks, they eat 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. And so let's say your previous maintenance to stay at 160 pounds was like 2,700. So if you're eating now 3,000 more calories than you needed, but only putting in the work and only having the lean tissue to be able to support, let's say, 3,500 calories, then all those extra calories are going to be turned into fat over time until your body can balance that out again, and until you have the amount of muscle to stay lean at that calorie rate. Does that make sense? So how I've done it is I ate at maintenance for a long time and really just tried to bring myself to the peak of what I considered was my maintenance. Really tried to hone in on my proportions, my symmetry, versus just trying to pack on size. And once I was comfortable with how I looked at maintenance, that's when I decided to go a little bit higher. So I've just kind of taken a kind of baby steps calorie-wise, maybe gone up 100 or 200 every few months or so, and kind of seen where I needed to take it. If I felt like I was getting a little bit too chunky, then I would dial it back down or stay there for a little while. So that's really been what I've been doing to stay as lean as I can while putting on mass. And keep in mind, this has been almost 3 years, or about a year since I started really tracking it seriously. But before then, I was still staying in the ballpark. So this has been a little bit of time, and I've gained, I want to say, 50 pounds, maybe a little bit more than that over 3 years. So like, I've been doing this pretty slowly, and so that's how I've been staying a little bit leaner versus taking 6 months to bulk up 20 pounds. Then you have like maybe 12 or 13 pounds of just straight fat to lose. So it takes twice as long, in my opinion, to do a big dirty bulk. And in the end, like, you have to do, it takes twice as long because you have to do the work to shed the fat as well. So I'd rather just do a slow, lean, clean bulk, if that makes sense. I don't even really consider it bulking because I don't really have like a deadline or a weight I'm trying to get to. I'm just trying to take it slow in the long run. Yeah, I am kind of sorry about this microphone. Like, is it distracting? Should I get a little clip on or something? So let's see. Yeah. Oh, let me talk about too. Once you figure out your calories, you want to do your macro splits. And so what this is basically, you've probably heard, or you've probably seen people say like 20C or like 20F, 20C, 50P with slashes in between them. That is macros of a certain food. So basically what happens is once you get your calories, you want to figure out how much of those calories are delegated to those specific macronutrients. You have protein, you have carbs, and you have fats. Some people are more of a fan of a low carb, higher fat and protein diet. Some people are more of a fan of a higher carb and lower fat diet. Some people kind of just balance it out to all three. It all kind of depends on you, how your body reacts to it, and where you want to go. So to be honest, I don't really know too much about the splits. A lot of people do 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fats if you're trying to stack on a little bit more weight. And the general rule of thumb that I've heard is when you're trying to lose weight, keep the protein a little bit higher, maybe cut down the carbs a little bit, but keep the fats moderate. So let's say you have, I don't know, 1,000 calories a day. This is really low, but it's just a baseline. From there, you want to go, okay, what's 40% of 1,000? That's 400 calories. So if you had a 40-40-20 split, then you want 400 calories of protein, 400 calories of carbs, and 200 calories of fat. So a gram of protein is 4 calories, a gram of carbs is 4 calories, and a gram of fat is 9 calories. So if you have 400 calories from protein, that equates to about 100 grams of protein. Does that make sense? MyFitnessPal does a good job with this. And likewise with carbs, that's 100 grams of carbs, and fats, 200 divided by 9 is a little bit less than 20, I believe. So yeah, the hard part about, I think, if it fits your macros is if you indulge a little bit, you have those little scrapes of protein with not many carbs and fats left to fill that gap. You wind up being a little bit deprived of protein and have to scramble to fill that in the end of the day. At least that's how I planned it out, or how it worked for me. Some people, though, they plan in advance what they're going to eat the next day. I never really could do that very well. So if you can do it, then more power to you. And then he also says that he's an athlete, need to be fast, quick, feel tired. Do you have any tips for me? As far as what to eat goes, I'm not really going to tell you what you should and shouldn't be eating. Just try to keep a high protein diet and go easy on the fried food. Like, don't be eating fried foods if you want to be lean. That's all I gotta say. Don't eat fried foods. Don't eat a bunch of sugar. Don't eat a bunch of crap. Like, a lot of people that do, if it fits your macros, really harp on the fact, or not harp, but really emphasize the fact of how much junk they eat. That's not the point. It's called flexible dieting for a reason. So don't be eating a bunch of junk to get your carbs and fats in. Like, you can't build a good house on a bad foundation. You can't build a nice car with like crappy materials. So why would you do that for your body? Come on now. So really what I do is, if I have to, like, what flexible dieting is to me is, if I have to deviate, if someone wants to go out to lunch or something, or to dinner, I'm not going to turn them down because I already have food in Tupperware and already have a packaged meal plan or prepped meal plan. Like, I'll swap a few things out and leave room and know what I'm eating, but I'm not going to just be filling up on junk all the time. Like, no. There's just no sense in it. So, yeah, I'm not really going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat, but just try to keep it healthy and try to keep it balanced and in moderation. So, that's all I really have to say, guys, for this video. I'm sorry if it was a little bit rushed or rambly. I have a really bad memory card in my camera, so it keeps stopping the recording automatically. So, I need to fix that soon. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time, hopefully with a more professional setup. So I don't know if I want to keep the microphone in, if I want to just talk down into it and not have it in the frame. I'm not really sure. I need to play around with it. Other than that, if you have other questions that you want to ask me, feel free. Until then, I'll keep trying to learn as much as I can and really just help you out. So, anyway, have a good day.